And just like that, here we are, part 2 of 2 of season 3, episode 11, Forget About a Boy. Prologue to this video, part 2 of 2. This one's going to be a little rantier, a little angrier than normal. I know, it's hard to believe. Because two important things. One, I am still under the weather, but I'm getting better. And reflecting back on watching this damn thing several times so I can retain it in my memory made me a lot angrier than I normally am, which I will explain in my epilogue to this video. So because this was 28 minutes long and this is supposed to be the series finale, it has come to my attention that SJP is a little perturbed because she was not expecting this to end. And there's rumors going around that she is trying to shop this series debacle to other networks or do something to have it continued. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And if we are all correct, because we're all smart cookies or pies, you know what I mean. If next week's series finale does not close the loops on all of the open-ended storylines, which we all suspect is not, then what the rumor is, as far as SJP being upset and this not supposedly was supposed to happen, will be true. And we will find out very shortly. I cannot believe that they came back and did any rewrites or any filming. Is it plausible? Sure. But we'll see right through it because we, the audience, as much as the writers and Michael Patrick King, SJP, everybody thinks that we're ding-dongs, which they hold the title for this from all of my videos. We're not. Whether you started watching this before even watching Sex and the City, if you weren't even around for Sex and the City and you're going back and trying to rewatch it now, the majority of the people watching this were legitimate fans of the original series. And all the hate watching and commentaries and comments and all that stuff, it's not because we want to just hate on the show. No. And I'm putting my foot down. Maybe there are some people out there who feel that way. I don't know. I'm talking about my channel and the people that are in my subscriptions, my comments, my community, for the most part, feel the same way that I do, which is all of this is bullshit. Sorry, I'm cursing so early in the video, but you have no idea how I'm going to go off in the epilogue. So let's get into this, okay? Honorable mentions. Anthony and Bread Boy. Anthony and Bread Boy are in Bergdorf Goodman. Anthony is buying him shirts. Apparently, this is what he does now. Bread Boy is telling him that no one takes care of him the way that he does, and Anthony agrees. And then all of a sudden, Bread Boy gets on one knee, and he proposes to Anthony, right there and there, in the dressing room of Bergdorf. Okay, so we went from his mother being upset and threatening to cut him off, to him not wanting to move in with him until he found his roommate puppeteering off on his likeness in his marionette, which caused him to jump right into moving in with Anthony, to now all of a sudden he wants to marry Anthony. Got it. Sure. We'll go with that. Anthony says yes. Okay. So we thought that it was all good until he meets up with Carrie at the High School Musical that Rock is performing in, that he was invited to. And he tells Carrie that he's having second thoughts, which is almost the same line. He tells Carrie that he's having second thoughts, that when you have someone that loves you get on one knee to ask you to marry him, what else are you supposed to say? Which is exactly what happened with Carrie and Aiden, which Carrie reminded him of that scenario as well, with Aiden in the street with a dog and a ring and a proposal and a yes. And here we are 22 years later telling the same story. Is there a resolution? No. Does she give him any kind of, how could she? She just went back and screwed that up again. So forget what I was going to say. She did nothing and hugged it out. Great. Next thing you have is Bread Boy walking up to LTW and Herbert, telling them that he is engaged, and the school principal gets literally an orgasm to watch him, and it's like, who the hell are you? And when he finds out that Bread Boy is engaged, he outs himself by saying, oh, you're taken? And Anthony peeks off at the side to see who the hell is trying to talk to his mans. And the principal walks away feeling, embarrassed that he kind of outed himself by lusting over Bread Boy, because none of us saw him being gay at all. At all. So outing himself to what? To whom? I have no clue. And that's it. That's pretty much all you see. So Anthony's storyline is pretty much being packaged away as that he's getting married, but reluctantly. And we don't know what's going to happen with the mother-in-law-ish now. Literally, she's going to be the mother-in-law. So let's see what happens next episode. Next up, let's go through our second honorable mention, which will be Seema. Stay tuned. Our next honorable mention would be Seema. Okay, so the first scene we have is Seema and in the shower getting her drain cleaned by Adam, the armpit digger, which ironically is not armpit digging at that moment in the shower. We see him rise up from the water-ish, and he goes into expecting Seema to clean his pipe. I'm using metaphors here. I think y'all can understand that, right? And she does not want to, because she left her nose plugs at the YMCA, which turns into a conversation about him spending his childhood at the YMCA. And they get out of the shower, and he kind of asks her about meeting his sister for next Thursday, which next Thursday for this timeline is Thanksgiving, which she was invited to go to Miranda's house. You know, the one with the 400 pies in Cleopatra's home on the river of the Nile? You know that one, right? So she says, okay, I guess. And then he says, I have so many things to be thankful for, and I love you. And I thought at that moment, Seema was not going to actually return the I love you. I saw it for a second, and then she goes, oh, I love you too. So great. We got the I loves you out of the way. Finally. Pipes and drains cleaned. Great. Next thing you have with Seema is she's at the bar talking to Carrie. She had her 1.216 seconds of fame, where she is telling Carrie that she can't believe that she's giving up her Thanksgiving with Miranda for, a delicious turkey leg or thigh to go to be with Adam, the armpit digger's sister's house, who are vegan and have tofu turkey. And then Carrie just tells her, are you insisting on making this relationship impossible? And Seema says, yeah. And that's it. Then they go into the monologue of Carrie's problems. So she's not going to Miranda's. She's going to eat tofu turkey with armpit digger because they love each other. So she's being wrapped up. Storyline, I guess. Again, we don't know what's going to happen next week. I'm presuming next week is the Thanksgiving feast. It could be very easily Christmas. Hell, it could be New Year's. It could be the next year. We're all waiting for something, right? Because I saw the previews and it didn't look cold. Meaning I didn't see any snow on the ground. Or people wearing sweaters and coats and jackets. I could be just getting a very snapshot version of what the hell's going to happen, but hey, we're going in with open minds and open hearts. Again, maybe with weapons in our back, ready to shoot at will, because we're not dumb. We've been fooled before. I'm going in, but I'm going in packing. I'm packing. Next honorable mention is LTW. Well, this is going to be fun. Stay tuned. LTW and her husband, Herbert. First scene we have is Herbert sitting in the auditorium for the play that his son is the lead, and Rock, Charlotte's daughter, is actually playing Thoroughly Modern Millie. And LTW walks up to him as he's sitting there asking, why is he not in the crowd with the rest of the gang? And he says, I want to get good seats. Translation, I don't want to meet any people. And he has his, how do I put this in English? In Spanish, his trompa face. Trompa is like face, because he lost the, invisible election that we don't know anything about, with the invisible candidate that apparently had 10 points on him. You remember that, right? The whole season where we didn't see any ballots, elections, campaigning, the phantom one, the one that he lost in the time it took him to get into the elevator and the time that it took him to get out of the elevator, which was 1 second, which translated to the entire election. That one. So as she sits down, you have the three mean girls, because that's what they are, saying to Herbert about the fact that we're so sorry you lost. We can't believe you lost with 10 points. And then, LTW corrects it as 7.4 points. I don't know. I'm going to play those lotto numbers because obviously I remember the numbers. And that they can't believe what this place has come to. Baba, I'm rich, I'm a bitch, and that's it. And that this one over here tells him as they're walking away, and don't forget about all the money I donated to your campaign. It's not the risk that you take when you donate to someone's invisible campaign. If you donated real money to a phantom campaign, wouldn't that be like betting a horse without the horse? I'm welling up because I'm getting angry, and I'm tired, and the medication's kicking in. Not the one that makes me smart, the one that's going to make me feel better, because I'm smart. Damn it. Despite what these writers think that we are. Okay? Ooh, child, things are gonna get not easier. It's coming. So, the next scene you have with Herbert is that he's, I guess, in his home. He doesn't want to go to work because he doesn't want to see his coworkers because he's a failure, because he lost the invisible phantom campaign. And LTW, comes in wearing, I guess, what I would call are the Project One-Way contestant losers outfits, all meshed together. The ones that all lost when the series opened and they all get voted off the first episode. They must have taken them all together and made that. I'm sorry, but I had to. I just can't anymore. I don't understand what's going on. So, nice wig, pretty face. From here up, that's it. I've had it with her outfits. I've had it with these freaking, you know what I've had it with, right? Okay. As she is telling him, you are not a loser to me, and I'm so proud to be your wife. And he's like, yeah, not helping, go to work. I'm guessing from his parents that he doesn't understand the art of losing. Just a feeling based on what his mother said last episode, that why would you get into a campaign if you had any chance of losing? Could be a problem. And she looks at him and off she goes with her Project Runway outfit reject. And that's it. That's all we see of LTW. I don't know where she is in her life. I don't know where Marianne the Married is. I just know that Herbert lost. He's pissed. She's pissed. And how are they going to wrap this up? I mean, she's got to have that affair quick, right? It's got to happen next week. She's got to have the affair, get it over with, and then blow up her family. That's what I'm expecting. Because other than that, why did Marianne the Married even come in? Why this whole, oh my God, I had a dream about him. And oh my God, what was all of that? So we're done with that? Oh, is that storyline over? Ja? The fever's over? How are they going to wrap the story up? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. They would need to wrap up the story if there was a storyline to begin with. So maybe there is no ending to the story. Maybe it's just an open-ended, retarded freaking storyline that just never goes anywhere. Because it never started anywhere. You need a start to have an ending. If you just don't have anything, you're just a blob. Right? Right. So that wraps up in a nice little bow. That covers the other honorable mentions. Next up, Ding Dong number 3 and number 2, Miranda and Charlotte. Oh boy. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. I am singing because I'm mentally preparing myself for what I'm about to say on the Miranda. Stay tuned. And hey, for more of this and all of this and all of that, subscribe. Ding dong number 3. Miranda. We've already covered the fact that Miranda was talking on the phone with Carrie about the 400 pies that Carrie will bring to her feast of Thanksgiving. So we don't need to repeat that, right? Because you got that in the first video, right? Okay. The second scene we have is with the 2 ding-dongs in Carrie's home, where Carrie was throwing a soiree and Miranda was able to express herself for 2.3 minutes, allowable time for Carrie's world. And she's telling the crew, motley as they are, that she invited Brady's baby mama to her Thanksgiving party, but didn't tell Brady, and that she doesn't know if she's coming, but that she'll blow up that bridge if it comes, because that is pretty much the flow of her life. She doesn't plan. She just waits till the thing starts to break down, and then she'll pick up the pieces thereafter. Steve, Che, the whole storyline. Put no thought to it. Just ran right into it and waited for the shit to explode, and then she tried to fix it in her infinite wisdom way. So the next thing you have is that she's having dinner in her apartment with Joy and the 2 dogs. And I don't know, they're talking about something about New Delhi and food and chicken. I have no fucking clue. I don't care. Excuse my language, because the anger is starting to come back again. Okay. In comes Brady. And from his walking into the home, I kind of knew something was up. And he goes into saying 4 times to his mother the F-bomb. Mom, why the F did you invite Mia to Thanksgiving? Why the F are you inviting this random girl that I got pregnant? What is your plan, Mom? Are you planning to buy the baby over pies? F this, F that. And he's just shaking his head, and she's trying to be like, well, I just thought because she doesn't have a mom, she's blocked on Facebook, and we get to know the mother of your child, because this is happening whether you accept it or not, Brady. You're having a baby, and he's just going off, and then he drags Joy into the conversation, who, by the way, is frightened because remember that luggage that she said that she's carrying around, that emotional luggage. It's about to fall out of its case or put itself back in and run the hell out of there. As he tells Joy, hey, what do you think? And and all this other crap. And then he just walks away, slams his bedroom door. By the way, not his bedroom door, because he is a guest in that house. Yes, that is his mother. And when my son ever comes to visit me, he's not a guest. That's his room. But when you start throwing the F-bombs to your parents, headline. This is what I thought after I watched that several times. Ronald McDonald gets murdered by mother. Top news. That's all I saw. Ronald McDonald massacred in mother's home. Whatever you want to call it. Because now I'm going to call him Ronald McDonald or Carrot Top. Because he's ridiculous. From the first F-bomb, I would have flung myself, table and all, over to him and would have smacked the living crap out of him. I don't care what age you are. My son would not dare say those words. We've gotten into fights. Make no mistake. We had a rough patch. We got raw. It was hard. He went through his little thing when he was a teenager. It was not easy. Ooh. Son, if you're watching, you got me, right? We went over that hurdle, but it was never to the level of this disrespect. It just wasn't. Now, I was rough because I'm a mom, but when I heard that, I was like, boy, you're upset because your mother is inviting the random girl that you got pregnant over for Thanksgiving because her mom blocked her on Facebook? You're going to be a great dad. Because I don't understand this. I mean, I really don't. I mean, yeah, I do, because then I look at what happened with Miranda and what she did to Steve. So what can I expect? But my God, you know what? I can't even defend this whole story because of Miranda. You are who you eat. You can't be one of these people that says, do what I say, not what I do. She had no remorse, no regard to her family, to her relationship, to her marriage. She gave it no respect. They even tried to do therapy once. And what does he expect if this is the outcome of his parents? I mean, yes, they seem to be in a better place right now, but how long did it take for that to happen? What happened to just... I really can't defend any of it. I mean, I wouldn't care if I would have massacred, a bunch of goats in a farm. You don't talk to me that way. But when I look at it from the other way, I can't expect him to know better when he hasn't had the right upbringing. I'm sorry, but the way that whole Che storyline happened and the way they blew up the family gave me absolutely no way to validate this situation at all, other than the fact that I didn't like the way that he spoke to his mother in front of Joy, too. Because he didn't give a shit that she was there. And on top of that, when you see Joy's face, she's patting her dogs, and you could tell in her face that this triggered something about her past. And how that's going to come to fruition and then have a loop closed next week, again, we'll wait and see. Ay, señor de mi vida, coño, carajo, puñeta, the show drives me to a point of I need anger management classes. Next up, ding dong number 2, which will be Charlotte and her ridiculous storyline 2. And then It will be my epilogue. Because if you think I'm ranting now, oh honey, you have no idea. Prepárate. Prepare yourself. Because I'm about to go raw and deep again. Because I'm pissed. Et tú? Thing number 2, Charlotte. Charlotte has no storyline. I don't care what they try to put in my face this season, this episode. I don't care. I'm going to make it short and brief. Harry's upset because he can't get a hard on since the surgery. So he knew this was a possibility, but he opted to get the surgery. So we're subjected to listening to conversations about how he can't polish himself off. He can't get a hard on. He can't come. She's trying to calm him down. He doesn't want to go to Thanksgiving at Miranda's because he wants to be in front of the TV after eating whatever specialty stuffing that she's going to make for Thanksgiving, and he wants to be home with the family, blah, 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 blah. Fine. Great. She tells him that she's going to try to get out of it. Sure. Next scene you have, she is with the 3 ding-dongs at, Carrie's soiree, and if she even had less time to even tell anybody anything, all she said, oh wait, no, back it up. My apologies. Hold the line. After she has to listen to her husband not wanting to, whatever he says, she turns around and Rock comes out of her room dressed in the 1930s red dress of a flapper because she's in the play Thoroughly Modern Millie, which is what she was practicing the tap dancing in the last episode with Herbert's son, and I forgot his name. I know it's not Herbert Jr. So she looks beautiful. She actually kind of resembles Charlotte in a way. I don't know if you caught that. The eyes, something about her reminded me of Charlotte. I think she has blue eyes though. And Charlotte is in awe because her daughter is dressed in women's clothing and she looks like a girl and she's pretty. And Rock is like, yeah, sure, it's a costume. I've got to wear it and zip me up and goodbye. Got it. This turns into the conversation at the 3 ding-dongs at Carrie's soiree, where she tells, Miranda and Carrie that she wants them both to be at the play for Rock because she wants them to see what she saw, which was her dressed as a girl and what she would look like if she had decided to stay a girl, not whatever she says she is, because we still haven't defined what she feels that she is. Okay, got it. That was it. The next scene you have is with her and her husband in bed, and apparently, he had to show his penis some pornography so it remembers how to become a penis again, which is remnants of his father, Pop Pop. So now not only does he have Pop Pop's feet, which he was afraid of, he has Pop Pop's penis. Now, I have a question for you people out there. I'm talking about long-term married people. This age group. When you hear and see this repertoire between Charlotte and Harry and all this stuff, do you feel connected? Do you feel that they're representing the way that you speak to each other? It's possible. I don't know. I'm not married. I am divorced happily. I really am. I had the experience. It's like a pair of jeans. If they don't fit, you don't try them again. I have a beautiful son, not through the marriage, through someone else. I became a single mom first, and then I got married, and then it just went to hell. I wasn't. I'm still friends with him. We're good people. We just didn't work out. But when you're in that situation for such a long period of time, I know that you can become very intimate. At some point, it just blurs the lines of hey, you just say whatever the hell you want. Do you feel connected to these characters? Is there someone out there in that age group that has gone through this, that this is representation of your relationship? It's very plausible. I could be completely wrong. I cannot relate to them because I don't have that type of relationship with anyone. But it doesn't mean that it cannot happen. I know, I've heard, I've seen. You get comfortable and things just start to just flow out of your mouth, which is what is happening here. So he keeps insisting that he doesn't want to go to the Thanksgiving at Miranda's, and he goes into this speech about why he doesn't want to go, because when he was diagnosed with, the prostate cancer, he thought he was a goner, and that all he kept thinking in his mind was that I want to make it through Thanksgiving alive, and now that he has made it through Thanksgiving, he wants to celebrate it with Charlotte. Do I believe the story? No. No. Don't come in last minute, 3 months later, that all of a sudden now you have feelings about your prostate cancer and turn it into the I want to stay home for Thanksgiving. I don't care. They gave me no depth to this storyline. He was worried about his penis, got his penis diagnosed, got the surgery, and got his bouncy balls, while, we still haven't dealt with the vertical situation of Charlotte in this whole interim, to being on the couch, watching his baseball, to now saying that he doesn't want to go Thanksgiving. He just doesn't want to go Thanksgiving. No one's visited him. No one talked to him. No one said anything other than LTW. Where was Steve in all this? Didn't Steve also have cancer at some point down there? Where are his friends? Where was Herbert? Where was all of this? All of a sudden, you want me to get sentimental about the storyline? Hold on. Can you see this? I'm sorry. And this is no disrespect to anybody who's actually going through this. I'm talking about this storyline. Or like, sick of it. Next thing you have is that Charlotte is at the show of Rock, watching her with her sad eyes that never have tears in them. She should get an award just for that. And she tells Carrie to take a picture because she's not allowed to take a picture because Rock doesn't want to take her a picture because, again, she placates her children. I would be like, I would have a video team because I'm not going to listen to my kids. That's not how it works. Okay? You don't want pictures? You're going to get a whole freaking big videography out of this with drones and everything. Okay? I'm going to do the opposite of what you tell me to do. Damn it. I brought you into this world and I can take you out. You know where that's from. Right down below. If you remember that line. Don't tell me what to do. Shit. Oh my God. The way these kids are. So we have to watch 4 minutes of Rock singing and dancing and tap dancing, yet we don't get to see Herbert's son, who was training her, but he's the lead. And yeah, it's cute, but clock is ticking. It's supposed to be the end. Next week. I don't need to see any of this. I don't care. Now I have to sit here and watch this. I want to see endings to stories. I want to understand where this series finale is going. Why are you showing me this? We've had no depth to Rock's story. We've had Lily, who has been destroyed, the character. And all of a sudden, I'm supposed to give her fairy rights behind because Charlotte is sentimental because she sees her daughter as a girl in a play, singing and tap dancing, all grown up. One episode away from this series ending. Right? Am I crazy? I think not. Hold on. The next thing you have is you have Charlotte, I guess, in her bedroom, looking at the picture that Carrie took for her with her daughter looking like a daughter. And she's just sitting there, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, pobrecita, I feel you. I could understand where you're coming from if we've had some character development, understanding of what the hell is going on here. Don't tell me this one fucking, excuse my language, episode away from ending this series. Where are we going with this? Where are you going with this? Where? Because Charlotte doesn't talk. She does a lot of this, and all of this, and all of this, and that's it. Cries for no tears, overreacts, falls down. That's it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care at all. And that's it. That's all we see of Charlotte. Done. Are you ready? Because now is the epilogue. And oh boy. Are you ready? It's coming. Bye. Epilogue. Let me tell you how I feel. Let me tell you why I feel the way I feel. When I heard that there's a possibility that Sarah Jessica Parker is upset and that she's shopping around to get this series at another network or whatever the hell she's trying to do, here's my first thought. One, if that is the case, I would like an apology to the fans from SJP for this horrendous rendition of this show. If she wants to even remotely think that she's going to garner any support to get this show back on the run. Why? Because if she has not acknowledged this thus far about how bad this show has really become from day one, then she has learned nothing. And the only reason why she wants to do this is because she wants her money. Now, I don't expect the apology to be truthful, but at the very minimum, because we're not stupid, we know when someone is lying to us. But I would respect the fact that I would watch another rendition to the show if you got rid of all the writers, if you got rid of all the fashion or costume or whatever the hell that is, and you went back to basics. Make us trust you again. Though I don't believe for 1 minute you're not a narcissist, and you want to get your money, but try at the very minimum to give the respect to the fans who have put up with this minutia since the beginning. And we will slowly come back because we're going to watch it, whether it comes back or not. It's just at what level we're going to like it. And that's where you need to think about this, SJP. What do you want to do moving forward to end this or to get another series, another season, whatever it is? Okay? Listen. For me, this show really, truly ended when I had to listen to Charlotte tell Harry that when they were trying to throw a party and they wanted to invite LTW, that she was concerned that LTW would be the only black family in the party and that she couldn't have no other black people in the family in the party. So she went downstairs to her nearest black friend, neighbor, to try to convince her to come to the party, even though the woman told her how many times no, because she didn't want LTW to be the only black person in that whole party. That was it. That was nail number one. When I heard that, I was like, what the hell is happening here? Is this what the show's going to be about? Yes, it got worse. Because then I had to listen to Miranda as she goes back to class and she bumps into Naya, disappearing Naya, the one that's probably stuck in a fucking desert island being mauled by who knows what, because we never saw her again, right? Tell her that she took her class because she was black and that she didn't realize about her hair because she had braids. And she just goes into this whole embarrassing monologue about her braids, her being black. She doesn't know it was her and all the crap. This is all in season 1, if I recall, if I'm right. Nail number 2. Then I'm subjected to LTW and crew leering over a 17-year-old boy in high school as if he was the sexiest thing since sliced bread. These women were ogling him in the most disgusting manner that I've ever seen anyone on television try to do. That is when the coffin was nailed shut for me and went down into the ground. Because I could not understand this. And if you, SJP, cannot see how ridiculous this has been, then you are not even worth any more of my time after this series ends. I don't care if you put it on every network known to man from here to Mars. I will not watch it. I will not review it. I will not rate it. I will actually petition for people not to watch this freaking show. Because you have no respect for the intelligence level that we have. Let's not forget Herbert's mother-in-law, who was upset about the working class and the vote. Here's the problem that I have with all this. You want to do a good show? Why don't you go back to the shows that actually mattered? Okay? I can name 100 of them. Let's name a few. All in the Family, Family Ties, The Cosby Show, Everybody Loves Raymond, My God, Will and Grace, Friends. Hey, you want to keep Miranda as a lesbian? I'm good with that. Why? Because it happens more often than you believe. Look what happened at Friends. We all saw Ross's ex-wife get married or marry him, and then she became a lesbian, and that was 20 years ago, and everybody was okay with that. I'm okay with Miranda becoming a lesbian. We're good with that. I think that the way that they have tried to introduce it and the fact that she had to completely destroy everything in the matter of 2 minutes for this chick, Che, or whatever the hell she is, and the way Che was treating her, and it's just, what are you trying to tell us? Modern Family, my God. There's so many good shows out there that know how to deliver sensitive, funny subjects. And there's a balance to it. Okay? Here's my problem. You have people who are racially insensitive. Hey, All in the Family. Archie Bunker was the most bigoted character on television. Why did that show work? That show worked because he had a family that challenged his bigotry. There was a balance created in that show. There's no balance. There's just shove it in your face, eat it, and shut the hell up. Why would you show someone saying the working class, fuck the working class, and there's not someone in there stating, hey, some sort of character that comes back and balances that statement? No. There's nothing. There's no balance in this show. There's no lightheartedness. There's no inclusion. There is shoving your face down your throat storylines that go nowhere, that just show how stupid you are. So SJP, if you want to continue this show, go to hell. I'm serious. Go to hell. I hope that they never renew you. I hope that you just fade off into the atmosphere and we never see you again in any damn show, because you have no respect for anybody. You want to do something good? Instead of telling your character or telling us that we have to listen to how pretty you are, how smart you are, how many clothes you wear, how many labels you have, how many product placements you have on your damn show, and how everybody adores you, and all this other bullshit that we've had to listen to for the last 3 seasons. You want to continue that? No. You want to do something good? Do some research. Unlike your character, go look at what make those shows so successful. And I'm just giving you bits and pieces of shows. There's tons of them out there that made things a family unit. Will and Grace, The Golden Girls. All these shows had something in common. First of all, good writers, excellent delivery of the script, storylines that impacted you, whatever format. You wanna have a gay family? I'm all for it. Go for it. We've seen it already, but not the way you're trying to do it. Okay? Not this retardedness that you got going on. So you want to keep, Big off because he's dead, because the character is dead, and that the actor, I don't know what's going on with him, because I haven't heard anything about him. Okay, great. Perfecto. Beautiful. Then show your character on doing something useful. You showing me how many shoes you have and how many Vivienne Westwood dresses you have, and you prancing around your freaking house and jumping into bed with one night stands and doing all this stuff. And everybody's like, I love you, Carrie. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're so smart. Oh my God, you're so wonderful. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Influencers are dying. The whole industry. Nobody cares anymore. Read the room. Read the room. This is why the show is not successful. It's not because you are trying to, it is because the way that you're trying to introduce all this stuff has no merit, has no depth, has no consideration, and it's just checking off boxes to prove whatever point that you are not making, because nobody cares. Go and look at all these other shows, why they stayed on so long and how they did it. And by the way, why don't you grab some of those writers and bring them over to this show? Because you know what? If you were to do that, I am almost sure that you have a successful show. If you were to retrace your steps, apologize, though no one's going to believe you, but at least we're going to give you a chance and really do some interest, look inward and see, how can I fix this? How can I make this better? How can I turn this around? Because you still have life in you. It's just that you're sucking the life of everybody else. We don't want this anymore. We don't. And this is not the medication talking. It's not because I'm under the weather. It's because I had to sit here and watch this freaking show again. This freaking episode that I know is supposed to be the ending of this freaking damn crap. And I know for a fact that none of this is really supposed to happen. But you've been shoving this garbage down our throats all this time to prove what point? Because you want money. So if you really want to stay relevant, if you really want more money, if you really want to stay on air because you are not going to be successful anywhere else because all you do is play a fucking witch in another freaking movie, Hocus Pocus, then sit down with a group of writers who know how to write good stories and rework this. Get rid of Michael, get rid of the fact, and I don't need to see you in all these dresses and all these shoes. Be realistic. Get down to earth. Don't add people that don't have any relevance to this freaking show. Be strategic in who you bring in with purpose. Not just one day here, one day here, one day not here, maybe over here, California, disappearing. What the fuck is this? You think that we can't see what the hell you're trying to do? Which is nothing. So if this is correct that she is upset, well, honey, good for you. About damn time. Michael doesn't give a shit. He's out. He can go into his little prairie life, whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't care. You can still turn this around. With earnest and self-reflection. Sarah, Jessica, Parker, executive producer who has a monetary interest in this show. You're not just sitting there eating bonbons, watching all this going happen. You have a monetary interest in this show. You want to be smart? You want to be considered smart and not just pretty? Then do something smart. Pitch the idea. Sit down with people who give a shit. Listen to the people who have been complaining, because there's a lot bigger platforms than me, honey, who are going after you in this show. And when I'm talking about big, I'm talking about real large platforms that I will never be able to compete with them. I have this little community here who I enjoy and I love, but I know that my voice is just a small pea in a much bigger pond. And we all cannot be crazy. We're all saying the same thing, whether it's in video, whether it's in writing, because some of the blogs are just as bad. So stop being un pendeja. Stop crying over your spilt milk that you did, bitch. Sit down, take a minute, think about it, and try to rework this thing. We will be here. And we will judge you. So you better get it right. Or disappear. I'll be happy if I never see you again. I'm sorry. I'm being truthful. You've brought no value to me at all. That's it. That was my epilogue. Now, next week, let's see what happens. I am not going to finish doing that last video because there will be, as one subscriber actually put it, a funeral afterwards. And then I'm probably going to take a break. So I'm proposing something to you guys because I've been thinking about this, but this is really hard because I don't know if I want to do this, only because it's going to be very painful. Okay. How would you feel if I go back and review the original series, not from the lens of what it was when I was watching it 20 years ago, but from the new perspective of where we are today? It's the only way I think it's going to work, because I cannot go back into that fresh and naiveness again. It's going to be impossible. It's going to take a commitment because it's 6 seasons. Okay. and I will have to do it episode by episode. So this is going to be a long run. I've been thinking about that because I would like to know how I would feel rewatching it from where I am today. Because a lot of things came to light when it came to what I was thinking about Carrie in this last 3 seasons. How would you guys feel about me starting something like that? If I get, I don't know, 200 likes on this video and people drop down in the comment, let's think of something. Go for it. At least 30 of them. Then I will mentally prepare myself to do that. I don't want to put myself out there and then no one really cares or want to watch it, because I need to put my energy where I need to put my energy. And there's a lot of other shows that I'm into right now. Well, no, there isn't. I'm watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and that's the only thing that's giving me any peace and calm. Because believe it or not, I watched that show, and I still feel the fuzzies when I first see it again after not watching it for so long. Because I need something to put my brain cells back in my head. Okay. But we can go other directions. I'm not gonna subject my channel if no one's gonna give a shit, because it's not that I don't care. It's just that it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna be very emotional. It's gonna bring us back to a time where it's very, very different than what we're seeing right now. And I don't know if all of us are ready for that. So you tell me how you feel about that in the comments below, and tell me how you felt about my epilogue. And let's get ready for next week. And couple of things. I've read your comments. I love you. To all my beautiful people out there, don't stop, because I will never stop telling you this. This is what drives me to do this. Because without the engagement, without the comments, I would not know how anybody feels. And even if you don't feel the same that I do, I'm okay with that, as long as it's respectful to my other commenters, to me, to what this community is about. If you can keep that like that, te amo. Te amo mucho. And we could do this. So I feel blessed to have you all, to put up with me. I hope that you felt that pain and that pressure from me, that you allowed me to release it, because that means the world to me. So, as always, have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Thank you. Goodbye. Mwah.